amigos. Welcome one, welcome all, because it's time for another exciting edition of The Show with No Name, your daily English extravaganza. Now, buckle up, because it's time for liftoff.
T-minus 10.
Come on.
9, 8.
Countdown
7,
with me, folks.
6, 5, 4.
You know the rest.
3, 2, 1.
Here we go.
0. Ignition. Liftoff.
Let's get going. Pongámonos en marcha. Come on.
Get ready. Hold on to your hat. Strap on your seatbelt. Fasten your seatbelts. Hold on to your
And
hats.
get ready for the ride of your life.
It's Show with No Name time.
Where?
On Vaughn Radio.
Right. Vaughn Radio. Come on. Let's go. Go. Welcome. Show with no namers from all around the world. We've already got some amigos joining us in the chat room. Blacklight Gospel Choir. Awesome group of people led viene del verbo to lead, llevado, dirigido, led by my amiga Rebecca Rhodes, one of the greatest singers I know. In fact, as many of you know, in the last couple months, I was working with her choir, su coro. So what's up? Welcome, Rebecca in the house. And I'll tell you something right now. I haven't heard all the choirs out there, but I happen to know, da la casualidad que yo sé, that her choir has the best English pronunciation of all the choirs in Spain. Oh yeah, I know it for a fact. I heard it with my own ears. And also Rebecca, who's also a Vaughn Radio listener like you guys. She's got an upcoming concert with Michael Rivers. Yeah, Miguel Rios. I said de los Rios, but she corrected me. It's Miguel Rios, and she's also sung at the famous Madison Square Garden. Vaya crack, eh? Bueno, a mí solo os digo, los oyentes de Vaughan Radio, sois unos cracks. I mean, everybody in their own way, too. Cada uno a su manera. You know, born to Iron Man. This guy does 40 kilometers on his bike before breakfast. I mean, that is what we call a superstar. Singing the national anthem at Madison Square Garden. Do you know anybody else who's done it that's not Beyonce or, you know, somebody who everybody knows their name? No. So that's, you are among the greatest, most talented people and smartest people. Why? Because you realize the importance of English. And I mean that for each and every one of you. So keep up the great work. I'm proud of you, and you should be proud of yourselves. All right, are you ready for some challenges? I know you're ready to play, so why don't we move right into today's Say What soundbite?
Say what?
Yes. That's right, folks. It is your Say What soundbite here on the Show with No Name. As always, we're going to hear a famous person speaking. Maybe it's in a movie, maybe it's an interview. But the idea is to train our ears to be able to understand all different accents in all different situations, right? So that's our goal here. Also, working on summing things up, resumiendo las cosas. Speaking of participation as well, if you'd like to participate in our weekly speaking section, the question of the week, you still have time. You can do that until Thursday evening. And this week's question is, what always makes your day better? I can give you my answer in a word. Music. Oh, yeah. The best drug in the world. Well, that and hugs. Yeah, my daughter's hugs, music, those are a couple things that always brighten my day. So tell us, keep it at around a minute. No hay que liarse mucho. At around a minute. And tell us what never fails to make your day better. Send it to me before the end of the day on Thursday, and we'll hear from you on Friday. Some of you have already participated. Alfonso, Cristina, Chicago. So we look forward to hearing from all the rest of you. You can send your audio note to my email address, which is aalonso@grupovon.com. Again, it's aalonso@grupovon.com. And as always, I speak on behalf of all of us. Hablo en nombre de todos, on behalf of all of us. We look forward to hearing from you. And also, those of you who participate regularly, you've improved by leaps and bounds. Habéis mejorado, vamos, a saltos, como decimos, ¿no? So, and I can continue to guide you in the right direction when it comes to speaking, intonation, right? All of these things that make us sound better. Also, I forgot to mention to you guys the other day, congrats to my daughter and her school. As many of you guys know, they have like a radio station / podcast. And we do a little English section I think it's every 2 weeks or 3 weeks. And recently they submitted 2 of the podcasts to a contest, un concurso de podcasts. And guess what? We won. So kudos to my daughter. I'm so proud of her and her school. And in fact, they aired it the other day on Radio Nacional. I think it was Radio Cuatro or something. There's a show for kids. In fact, it's called La Estación Azul de los Niños. Lean, it's called. Lean. Oh, no, it's Radio Cinco. Well, either way, a shout out to my daughter and her school for kicking ass, no? Arrasando in the podcast contest. I couldn't be prouder, como decimos. No podría estar más orgulloso de ella y, bueno, de su cole. Because, as I said, it's a podcast that they do there. But we do about a 2 or 3 minute section, which I'm sure I've played for you here on the show before. And wow. So more to come. Hay más por venir, but I guess somebody is, para usar la expresión adecuada, somebody is following in my footsteps, siguiendo los pasos. So proud, Daddy. Soy un papi orgullosísimo. And I'm also proud of you guys, too. I put you in that category. Every time you guys tell me, hey, Alberto, I was in London and I was able to communicate with everybody. I didn't use any Spanish. You know, these little wins, ¿no? Estos pequeños momentos donde podemos, you know, we're like, wow, I did it. So, or I passed my exam, or I got my dream job. I love hearing your success stories. So all I can say is the same thing I say to my daughter, and I'll say it to you guys. 3 little words: keep it up. Seguid con eso. Seguid así. I'm proud of all of you. All right, now let's see what we've got for today's Say What soundbite. Now, yesterday's was quite easy. In fact, Born to Iron Man got it after the first listen. I think that's our world record. After the first listen, the good news is you don't have to get it after the first listen because there are 4. You're going to hear this audio clip a total of 4 times, once in each part of the show. Initially, I just want you to pay attention and tell me what you heard in your best English. Now, if you can't participate and write it down or type it, teclearlo, no worries. Hazlo en voz alta. Bueno, I heard ta, 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 ta. Aunque yo no te oiga, al menos estás practicando esto de oír información, resumirlo y transmitirlo a otra persona, which, as we know, is a really important thing to know how to do in your own language. So if you can do it in English, it's wonderful as well. You work at summing things up. I remember we had to do that when I was in school. You would have to read a paragraph and you'd have to sum up that paragraph in one sentence. And it was a great thing. Okay, so what is the main idea of this paragraph? What is the point? All right. And this way, because of course, there are extra words in there as always, but usually you can sum up the idea in a sentence or 2. So as always, I want you to listen very carefully and do your best in today's Say What soundbite. Here it is for the first time.
Oh! If it didn't Turner and Hooch in the flesh. Holy shit, you are looking fit. Oh. Hey, you should get some tips from this guy. He's looking good. Look at those pectoral muscles.
Listen carefully. Can you hear that? No. Listen closer. I'm not talking about the birds chirping. I'm talking about everybody speaking English and feeling comfortable. Listen. This is what it's like at Vaughn Town, a peaceful place where you can really learn English and lose your inhibitions. There's a reason it's one of our star programs. Vaughn Town, lose your fear of speaking English. If you want more information about this immersive experience, go to grupovaughn.com or give us a call, 911-385831. Lose your fear of speaking English and express yourself with clarity at Vaughn Town. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Yeah. Let's go. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. That's right, amigos. It is our pop quiz. Here's where we take a look at just one of the many materials that you can pick up at our Vaughn Tienda, our online bookshop, and you can find everything you're looking for. In fact, you could go to our main website, grupovaughn.com, and you'll see we've got a little bit of everything available. We've got English grammar, Aprende Inglés desde cero, Essential English. We've got, of course, this book is The Shit, which that is my latest book. That's right. You've even got autoestudio, as we call them, all kinds of different courses, preparing your C1, preparing your B1, right? Depending on what level you're going for. We have the Inglés en 10 Pasos Completo. That's a whole course for 52 euros. You got Inglés Express, which is kind of like a refresher course as well. So really, you've got it all. Natural English, maybe you want to work on pronunciation, whatever you're looking for. Well, I've got to tell you, you will find it over at Von Tienda, including this book is the shit, this book is the milk too, this book is the milk, English on the go. So tons of great materials. All of them come with audio and video, which, as we know, that's key. Eso es clave. I mean, if not, how do you know if you're saying it right? Well, I've got to say also, we do put a guide in there, una guía. You'll notice for example, in English on the Go. At the end of the book, we have a pronunciation guide. Now, it would be the equivalent of the phonetic alphabet. But since we know that not everybody is familiar with the phonetic alphabet, right? Las que ves en el diccionario. Well, we've come up with our own, which kind of takes the way it would be written in Spanish, and we write it out like that. So you've got the real spelling naturally. Y si tienes la palabra, por ejemplo, horno, no pone oven tal como está escrito, pone oven, right? Porque ya sabemos que una cosa es lo que pone y otra cosa es cómo se pronuncia, right? And that's a difficult thing. So you can check it out. You'll find it in a lot of our Von materials. Usually it's at the end, and it's called Guía de Pronunciación. And as I said, it's kind of our own little way of teaching Spanish speakers using the sounds you use, how to replicate the sound. But that's good, that's wonderful, but also you've got the audio. So between the audio and being able to look at the way it should be spelled, if it were a Spanish word, I think you should be able to pronounce any of the words you may come across. So again, take a gander, echa un vistazo. You can go to our main website, grupovon.com, and then you can search the tienda. In fact, things are organized under promotions, so special deals that we've got going on, grammar, listening, oral agility, professional, self-study, kids, and much, much more. In fact, promociones. Let's see what they've got in promociones right now. You've got La Trilogía del Inglés. That is 4 books, and it's $20.95. English for Sport. Wow, that's a great deal. English for Sport, €6.25. And that's a wonderful book that was written by Mary Stab. In fact, I participated in the recording of the snowboard episode, because she looks at all different sports. But what a deal. $6.25. Let's see. Curso de Inglés Definitivo Business. Are you ready for this? 22 euros. I mean, a complete business course for 22 euros. You've also got Tu Profesor en Casa Principiante. That's $10.45. Again, all of these with audio. So, I mean, if you think about it, you're not just getting a book, but you're getting the audio. So the Tu Profesor en Casa series, you've got Principiante, Intermedio, y Avanzado. Each of those are available for €10.45. But today we are going to be taking a look at the Von translation book. Now, this is, I think, the backbone of the Von method. This, along with the student manual, and you've got the tools you need to get through the language, all the different structures, from the simplest structures to some of the most complicated structures out there. But remember, if you don't have the simple structures down pat, a la perfección, don't start looking at all these complex structures, ¿no? Sería como en español enseñarle a alguien cómo usar el pasado condicional. Habría ido si me hubieses dicho. Right? ¿Qué me sirve saber eso si no sé decir está en la mesa? ¿Dónde está? ¿No? El presente. el verbo ser o estar. So remember that too. You want to have that foundation, esos cimientos. You want to have a strong foundation, and then you can build on top of that. But if you don't have the basics, the bare bones, it's hard. It's hard to build on that. You need a solid foundation. We say the same thing. All right. So this guides you through everything. It starts with simple structures like it's a pen. Y ahora, sé lo que dices. It's a pen. Eso lo sé decir yo. ¿Sí? Pero dices it's a pen o dices it is a pen. Porque if it's the latter, si es la segunda, pues podríamos mejorar ahí, ¿no? Porque eat es comer, no es it, right? Ya ahí, o página 1, this versus these, no es lo mismo. This singular, these plural, right? So these are basic things that I've noticed even some very high-level students have never mastered. And I'm telling you, if you've got that, because the word this, that comes up all the time. It's a, right? El presente con el verbo ser o estar. I mean, come on, all the time. El was y el were, el been, right? So you need to have these structures down pat. So as always, listen carefully. And afterwards, I'll have a couple questions for you.
Translation List 10.
¿Dónde voy a encontrar algodón?
Where am I going to find cotton?
Mira en el botiquín.
Look in the first aid kit.
Lo encontrarás en el estante superior.
You'll find it on the top shelf.
No lo puedo alcanzar.
I can't reach it.
Súbete a esta silla.
Get on this chair.
Lo haré si me la sujetas.
I'll do it if you hold it for me.
Tienes miedo de tu propia sombra.
You're afraid of your own shadow.
Hay una grieta en el hormigón.
There's a crack in the concrete.
El hormigón es una mezcla de arena y cemento.
Concrete is a mixture of sand and cement.
Creo que me estoy enamorando.
I think I'm falling in love.
No me hagas reír.
Don't make me laugh.
En serio, nunca me he sentido así.
Seriously, I've never felt this way.
No eres capaz de amar a nadie.
You're not capable of loving anyone.
Muchas gracias, eres una gran ayuda.
Thanks a lot. You're a big help.
Eres incapaz de sentir emoción.
You're incapable of feeling emotion.
Eso es lo último que esperaba oír de ti.
That's the last thing I expected to hear from you.
¿Cómo van las cosas con María?
How are things going with Mary?
Hemos roto.
We've broken up.
Ella cree que no soy lo suficientemente inteligente.
She thinks I'm not intelligent enough.
Tiene razón.
She's right.
Así que estás de acuerdo con ella.
So you agree with her?
Bueno, digamos que no eres un genio.
Well, let's say you're not a genius.
Tú tampoco,
Neither are you.
pero al menos lo reconozco.
But at least I admit it.
Sé cuáles son mis limitaciones.
I know what my limitations are.
Translation List 11.
¿Qué opinas de esta situación?
What do you think about this situation?
¿Qué quieres que diga?
What do you want me to say?
Lo que sea.
Anything.
Creo que no vale la pena.
I don't think it's worth it.
O sea, no lo deberíamos hacer.
In other words, we shouldn't do it.
Creo que sería demasiado arriesgado.
I think it would be too risky.
Nada arriesgado, nada ganado.
Nothing ventured, nothing gained.
Sí, pero en este caso, el riesgo es alto.
Yes, but in this case, the stakes are high.
Puede que tengas razón.
You may be right.
¿Cuánto vais a invertir en el proyecto?
How much are you going to invest in the project?
Todos nuestros ahorros.
All our savings.
¿Y si fracasáis?
And if you fail,
Es imposible que fracasemos.
it's impossible for us to fail.
¿Cuál es vuestro secreto para el éxito?
What's your secret for success?
Somos muy trabajadores.
We're very hardworking.
Hace falta más que eso.
It takes more than that.
Hace falta perseverancia.
It takes perseverance.
Hace falta pericia.
It takes expertise.
Hace falta fuerza de voluntad.
It takes willpower.
Y hace falta un poco de suerte.
And it takes a little bit of luck.
No necesitamos nada de eso.
We don't need any of that.
Entonces, ¿cómo vais a tener éxito?
Then how are you going to succeed?
Tenemos un producto que se vende solo.
We have a product that sells itself.
Es una loción para calvos.
It's a potion for bald people.
Hace que el pelo crezca 1 centímetro a la semana.
It makes hair grow a centimeter a week.
All right, folks, we are going to a quick commercial break. We'll be right back with much more, so stick around. Hey, folks, welcome back. Welcome back. This is part 2 of today's show with no name on Vaughn Radio. Don't forget to listen to all the amazing programs here daily, a diario. You can download the free Vaughn Radio app and you can learn English anywhere for free. Sounds like a deal. Sounds like a plan, Stan. We say that sometimes para rimar. What's the plan, Stan? Get on the bus, Gus. Yeah, we like to rhyme too, just like you guys. In fact, I was traumatized. My first 5 years in Spain, I never said the word cinco or abogado. And I'm not going to explain why. You should know why. The word cinco here, hasta en 2005 digo, pues, es el año después de 2004. I was traumatizado with the abogado and the cinco rhymes. And I'm not going to repeat them because I know you know them. All right, folks, in this part of the show, we're going to take a look at a lot of different things. Let's kick off with what I'm looking for in today's pop quiz. Number 1, how would you say alguien tiene miedo a su propia sombra? Tener miedo de tu propia sombra. That's number 1. Number 2, they said romper, no como break, pero romper en una relación. Okay, ruptura, rupturar. If you can use that in a sentence, that's number 2. And number 3, I want to take a look at the structure, valer la pena, o no. Okay, puedes usarlo en negativo o en positivo. So the first one, how would you say, y usa un ejemplo, ¿no? A lo mejor alguien que conoces tiene miedo de tu propia o su propia sombra. Number 2, there are 2 different ways I can think of right now to say romper en una relación. That's number 2. Use it in context. You can use any Hollywood celebrities because, well, you know, siempre están rompiendo las parejas en Hollywood. And last but not least, valer la pena o no valer la pena. And again, the more you personalize your examples, the more you make it something you would actually say, the more practical the lesson and the vocabulary will be. All right? Those are your 3 pop quiz challenges. We'll see how you do. Also, let me give you today's Say What soundbite. I'm going to give it to you for the second time, and then we'll take a look at your thoughts.
Oh! If it didn't turn her and hooch in the flesh. Holy shit, you are looking fit. Oh. Hey, you should get some tips from this guy. He's looking good. Look at those pectoral muscles.
Hey, Damian, what's crack-a-lackin', buddy?
Hey, Alberto, I was planning to do some sports this week. What about playing baseball?
Ooh, baseball. I love it. But I'm not sure yet. Can we touch base next week?
Touch base. Estamos en contacto, ¿no? Hablamos en algún momento. Yeah, okay. Let's touch base. Okay, what about basketball? Do you want to play basketball?
Oh, man, I love basketball. It's one of my favorite sports. But I don't know if I can this weekend because I've already got plans. Oh, man, that's the way the ball bounces.
That's the way the ball bounces. Así están las cosas, ¿no? Así bota la pelota. Así bota la pelota. That's the way the ball bounces. I love that expression. Okay, what about tennis? Do you want to play tennis?
Well, I love tennis, but I'm not really a good player. If you don't mind playing with a novice, the ball's in your court, buddy.
La bola está en mi campo, ¿eh? La pelota está en mi tejado. All right. Do you want to play some soccer?
Sure, I'd love to play some soccer or football, as you call it. What time do we kick off?
Perfect. We're kicking off at 9. Are you available?
Sure, but I might have to play some golf before with some friends. It's par for the course.
It's par for the course. Es lo normal, ¿no? Es lo normalito, lo que se hace.
Mhm.
Okay, what about billiards? Do you like playing billiards?
Yeah, but right now I'm behind the 8 ball.
I'm behind the 8 ball. Estás detrás de la bola 8, como que llevas las de perder.
Yeah, wow, a lot of idiomatic expressions here.
Muy buenas expresiones. Si es que así da gusto aprender inglés con un profe como Alberto y un poquito de creatividad, tienes This Book is the Shit. El mejor libro para aprender inglés que te has echado a la cara in your life. Píllatelo, vas a disfrutar mogollón de dibujos para que lo aprendas todo fácil, con conexiones lógicas y divertidas. Es la manera más sencilla y más divertida de aprender inglés. No te la pierdas.
Damián, you're such a good sport. Te enrollas. You can pick up your copy of This Book is the Shit at
Vaughantienda.com.
It's the shit. That's right, folks. This book is the shit. Remember, you've got 5 books that I have penned. Another way of saying written, pen como bolígrafo. The first one being English Everywhere. It's 40 different situations with lots of practical English. And of course, we look at common mistakes, pronunciation hacks, and all that totally native vocabulary that you need to know. That is my first book. Then I've got a trilogy, which you know, this book is the milk. I've got This Book is the Milk 2, and This Book is the Shit. And those 3 books really kind of show you that you know more English than you think you do, just by opening up your eyes and your ears and looking around next time you're at the supermarket or next time you're reading a novel or watching a movie. And you'll see that, wow, there's English everywhere, que es el nombre del primero. There's English everywhere. And also you've got English on the go for all you explorers who like to learn like me. Looking at a menu, reading a local newspaper, or at least trying to. You know, learning from the signs, los letreros, las señales. I mean, if you want to, you can learn from almost anything. But those books teniendo la cabeza donde tiene que estar para turning on, right, that switch, that curiosity switch, so that you can really, literally learn anywhere. No, it happens. I see it with you guys and homophones and double troubles, right? You send them to me because you've recognized them somewhere. That's what it's about. It's about being able to see things, even when we're not paying attention, when we're just kind of going through life and saying, espera, ¿esto significa algo? Ah, pues mira. Oh, my goodness. All right, so there you go, amigos. But today we're taking a look at something from Translation Book. You got over 6,000 sentences in this material. As I said, it comes with audio. A couple things I wanted to go over from that audio that I think are worth highlighting. You've got 2 irregular verbs that people often mix up. And I get it, because they're similar, but they're not in meaning at all. So the first one is fall, and the second one is feel. Okay, let's conjugate. Y fall no es solo caerse, también lo usamos para enamorarse o desenamorarse. Vamos a usar ese. So he always falls out of love. To fall in love, enamorarse. To fall out of love is desenamorarse. So vamos a usar esa. He always falls out of love. Presente. Yesterday he fell out of love, right? So fall, fell, y últimamente, lately he's fallen out of love. So fall, fell, fallen. All right, vamos con feel, sentir, notar. Every day I feel great. Yesterday I felt great. And lately I've felt great. Okay, so make sure you don't mix them up, because I've heard a lot of students say, I felt in love. No diríamos me sentí en amor, right? That wouldn't be a normal structure. Sería I fell in love, and afterwards I felt great. Okay, so fall, fell, fallen, feel, felt, felt. And again, if I had a nickel, 5 céntimos, if I had a nickel for every time I've heard that mispronounced or using one instead of the other, I'd be a rich man. Okay? Another one we saw here, thank you, you're a big help. We say the same thing, una gran ayuda. I know you know the word help, but did you know he was a big help? We looked at the other day the word helpful, servicial, amable. Oh, thank you. You were very helpful. You were a big help. Now, what about if we say the help? Well, that's if you're rich. Well, you have people who help you around the house. A butler, un mayordomo, a cleaning lady, or a cleaning housekeeper. A housekeeper is neutro, right? Well, then those people are called the help. La ayuda. ¿Ves cómo cambia? Solo poniendo el the. Another one we looked at, I hear it a lot in Spanish. I don't like it. It's kind of like a pet word, una muletilla. O sea. Well, that in English is in other words. In other words, right? We looked at also the stakes. No digo las chuletas, aunque son homófonos, right? But we've looked at the stakes before. The expression to raise the stakes, subir la apuesta, right? The stakes are high. Okay, el interés, la apuesta, la inversión, la participación. Right? Also, a steak is something that if you have any vampires around you, well, you can get rid of them with garlic and a steak. And I don't mean otra vez, S-T-E-A-K. Pero sí que hay chistes de eso, por supuesto. Right? What is a vampire's least favorite food? Steak. Lo pillas, estaca, chuleta. So, but when we talk about the stakes, we're talking about the interest. What can be won? What can be lost, right? And if we raise the stakes, pues hay más en juego. Okay, the stakes. I know we've looked at it. The false friend as well. I've heard people say, I inverted. No, invertí, I invested. I invested in the stock market. I invested in real estate, inmueble, right? Real estate, to invest. Es un verbo regular y el sustantivo es an investment. He made an investment. So you make an investment or you invest. To invert or an inversion, el sustantivo, piensa en una montaña rusa, right? The roller coaster has 4 inversions. You are inverted 4 times, okay? Also, we looked at the word, a synonym. Let's see if you remember it, for ahorros. Remember yesterday we were talking about yolks and eggs? How would you say? You can say savings, my savings, but ¿te acuerdas una forma totalmente nativa que vimos? My nest egg. Yeah, ¿te acuerdas que vimos expresiones con huevos, como estábamos? Okay. Your nest egg is your savings. Also, we looked at fail versus failure in this audio. The verb to fail, right? If you fail, well, try again. Right? A lot of times, it's something I work with my daughter on every day. Daddy, but I didn't do it right. I go, nobody does it right the first time, especially if you've never done it before. So failure is part of success. Fail es el verbo. Failure es el sustantivo. Right? Él es un fracasado. He's a failure. He failed a lot of times. But again, ask anybody who's ever been successful, And they'll tell you it's not how many times you fail, it's not how many times you go down, it's how many times you get up that counts, right? So fail versus failure. Also, it takes. Do you have what it takes? ¿Tienes lo que requiere, lo que hace falta? Do you have, it takes a lot, right, to learn English. It takes a lot of time and investment, investment of money, time, energy, whatever. Hablando de la palabra, volviendo a la palabra investment. So do you have what it takes? And it also takes, otra palabra que vimos, willpower. Fuerza de voluntad. Do you have a lot of willpower when you're dieting, si estás de dieta? Y me recuerda también a la expresión, a ver si la sabéis. Querer es poder. Querer es poder. Where there's a will, termínalo tú. Where there's a will, there's a way. Donde hay voluntad, hay un camino, hay una manera. Me encanta que en inglés la palabra camino y manera son iguales. No, it's a poetic thing. So where there's a will, there's a way. We also looked at enough. Y acuérdate, esta palabra acaba con una F, aunque no. It's enough. Are you tough enough? Do you have what it takes? The thing I would highlight here is enough. A lot of people mix it up here. It goes before a noun in a sentence. So I don't have enough money. No sería money enough. I don't have enough money. So enough y luego sustantivo. But if we use it with adjectives or adverbs, then the adjective or the adverb goes first. So, ejemplos, como siempre. I don't have enough money to travel. Enough sustantivo. There aren't enough chairs for everyone in the meeting. Otra vez, enough más sustantivo. Otros ejemplos ahora con el adverbio o adjetivos. She isn't old enough to drive. She isn't old enough to drive. He didn't run fast enough to catch the bus. So be aware, this enough, that's the main mistake. Two mistakes, I would say here. The pronunciation, and now I've heard people, right? The pronunciation is enough. And the placement. Si va con sustantivo, ya hemos visto dónde va. Si va con adjetivo barra adverbio, también va ahí. And what I recommend, if you're taking notes now, which, why not? Miramos muchas cosas en 2 horas. Give yourself an example, right? I don't have enough money. I'm not rich enough. Mira, ahí tienes un ejemplo. Perfecto. ¿No? Con las dos. Con uno con adjetivo y otro con sustantivo. And then once you've written it, what it feels when you say it, the way it sounds to vocalize here in the show. Fair enough? ¿Te sabes esta? Fair enough es aceptable. Estoy de acuerdo. Venga. Right? Hey, Alberto, you want to go to the museum and then after we can have lunch? This way we'll have more time? Fair enough. Fair enough. Eso los británicos lo usan mucho. Nosotros también. Fair, me parece justo, ¿no? So, estoy de acuerdo. It's a very totally native. That's right, a totally native way of saying, I agree. That sounds good. That sounds like a plan, Stan. All right, let's go on over to our chat room and see who's with us. I see we've got a lot of students learning English and laughing with us today. We've got Blacklight Gospel Choir. Again, my friend Rebecca Rods. Man, she is awesome. Awesome person, tremendous singer. And all you have to do is see the people that she's surrounded by. O sea, se está rodeada de buena gente también. So that, I mean, right there, that tells you everything. So thank you for tuning in, Rebecca. And what I said before, she cares a lot about her students' progress, which makes, that's what it takes, hace falta para usar la expresión, to be a good teacher. So she cares enough about her students' progress that she said, Alberto, I want you to come in and I want you to talk to my students and teach them how to say things correctly in English. That's awesome. That's what we call in English going the extra mile. ¿no? Dando más, haciendo más de lo que se espera de ti. And she says, welcome, let's fly that English out. Yeah, como decimos en inglés, the sky's the limit. O sea, no hay límite. The sky's the limit. Let's see, there's Chris Valrol. We missed you yesterday, Chris. It's great to have you with us today. She says, hi there, show with no namers. Hello, hello, and welcome aboard. She also says, congrats, Lara, and your school. Yeah, I'm telling you, when we got the news, I was so proud. I mean, I'm proud of her every day. But, we produce the podcast for fun. And we never thought it would be so well received and even, win a contest. I did it more because my daughter's school, they contacted me and said, hey, we're going to start doing a podcast. We know that you know about this kind of stuff. And so I worked with them. In fact, they hired me, me contrataron through the Comunidad de Madrid because it's a public school. And I went and I taught the teachers how to produce a podcast and, little ins and outs. And fast forward, and they've won an award now. So I'm extremely proud, just a great feeling as a dad. And of course, my daughter can brag about it too. And that's a lovely thing. So thank you. Thank you very much, Chris. You've always been very, very supportive. You're awesome. There's Born to Iron Man, another superstar among us, entre nosotros. And he says, what's shaking, buddies? Suena más como un nativo. What's shaking? No, es como que se cuece. What's cooking? What's cooking? What's shaking, buddies? Well, we're here rocking and rolling, learning and laughing as we always do. Thanks for joining us, everyone. Let's see. Chris has got something to say regarding today's Say What soundbite, which, as I said, it's a tough one today. Let's see what she heard. She says, I heard a guy whose accent I couldn't quite place. Okay, great vocabulary, right? No sé ubicarlo al 100%. He's freaking out. Toma, totally native. Se le va la pinza, right? We looked at it yesterday. He's going ape shit. ¿Os acordáis? En el Double Trouble. He's freaking out, getting very angry, because there was a guy in really good shape with great pecs. Muy bien, la abreviatura. You can say pectoral muscles or pecs. You can say abdominal muscles or abs, right? Glutes. O sea, tenemos muchas abreviaturas cuando llegamos a músculos, right? So, great. And then she says, I'd say first thing he says is that he's on tenter hooks. No, he doesn't say tenter hooks. This is a great expression, though. If you're on tenter hooks, I think estás en ascuas, right? It means you're really extra excited about something. You can't wait. I'm on tenter hooks. Great expression, Chris. But I'll tell you what he says because it's really difficult. He says Turner and Hooch. You know Turner and Hooch? O sea, te lo digo porque it's a proper noun. Okay? And Turner and Hooch, if you remember, was a movie with, what's his name? Tom Hanks and a dog, right? And it was a comedy that came out in 1989, and they were both like detectives or police. So it's called Turner and Hooch. Okay, so the reason I'm giving it to you is because if you don't know the reference, y seguro que en español se llama Este perro es muy poli or something like that, right? El perro policía or something, right? Super detective canino. I don't know. But in English, it's their last names or the dog's name and the guy's last name, Turner and Hooch. All right, so I hope that helps a little bit when we're trying to figure out what's being said. Also, if you listen, there are some really good clues as to where they are, right? You hear some sounds in the background that are very specific of a certain place, okay? Hey, just telling you, because we're going to hear it in a little bit. We'll hear it again, and maybe that'll give you a little more background, right? A little more information as to what's going on there. All right, so excellent job, Chris. spot on. All right, Chris says, tiene miedo de tu propia sombra. Tienes miedo de tu propia sombra. She's even afraid of her own shadow. That's right. To be afraid of your own shadow. And while we're at it, ya que estamos, shadow versus shade. A shadow is a silhouette, right? So a shadow, oh, look at his shadow. Shadow puppets, lo que haces en la pared con las manos, con la luz, right? Those are shadow puppets. The shade is general. So yesterday I got sunburn, so I'm going to stay in the shade today. Lo digo porque ambas son sombra. Uno es una sombra, shadow, y otro es la sombra, the shade, right? Now, puedes discutir que, bueno, al final, ¿qué es la sombra? Es una silueta de un edificio, right? Pero, ¿me entiendes? Uno es distinguible. Oh, look, the cat is looking at his own shadow. Or the cat is afraid, para usar la expresión, the cat is afraid of his own shadow, right? And the cat doesn't like the sun. He's always in the shade. All right, great job, Chris. The next one, they broke up in October. Perfecto. And she says, dwelling on something that can't be fixed isn't worth it. Wow, Chris. To dwell. Vivir en algo, no soltarlo. Dwelling on something that can't be fixed isn't worth it. No vale la pena. All right, well, folks, we've got to go to a quick commercial break. More excitement, more interaction when we come back. So stick around. Yes, welcome back, amigos. Welcome back. This is the second half of today's show with no name. Wow, Chris, I'm still blown away by the word you used, dwell. Yeah, to dwell is residir, vivir. No, you can say this is my house, this is my dwelling. But also to dwell is vivir en algo, no residir en ello. Obsesionarse con algo. Wow, excellent stuff. To dwell. And remember, to be worth it. Lo empleamos es como nacer. Muchos dicen, I born. No, tienes que pensarlo, fui parido. I was, porque es parir, right? My mother bore 2 children, right? She said she always wanted to bear, bore, born. Parir. So, ser parido. I get it, porque en español no empleamos el ser o estar. I nací, pues aquí fui parido. I was born tal día, right? And this is another example. Vale la pena. Nosotros decimos estar o ser, right? It is worth it. Reminds me of Mark Anthony. It was worth it. Valió la pena lo que era necesario para estar contigo, amor. Eres una bendición. You're a blessing. A blessing. So to dwell, yeah, don't dwell on the past. I love it. Wow, you guys sound totally native, and it's great. It's great. Making me proud. Hey, I love it when my students make me proud. All right, well, we've got a lot of stuff to look at here in the second half of today's show. We're going to be kicking things off with our homophone section, where we look at words that can be a bit confusing. especially when it comes time to pronounce them. But hopefully you'll be familiar with the words and the way they sound. And if not, by the end of the section, you will be. All right, so let's do it. It's Homophones on the show with no name.
Homophones on the show with no name. It's homophones time, cause homophones rhyme. They sound the same on the show with no name. The show with no name. Homophones on the show with no name. Cause homophones time, cause homophones rhyme. They sound the same on the show with no name. The show with no name. The show with no name. The show with no name.
That's right, amigos. It is homophones only on the show with no name. All right, the first word is a dance, a ballroom dance. You say vals. O sea, Arturo Valls es un baile. I had no idea. Right? So, yeah, you say vals, con V, right? Vals sería, right? So, what is the word in English? Do you know that word in English? El baile. Okay, es un baile muy conocido, right? A ballroom kind of dance. Ballroom is de salón, right? Ballroom dancing. It also means escabullirse. Oh, that's a good one. Escabullirse. Okay. Escabullirse, ser un paseo para alguien. Okay. Bueno, tiene varios usos, además de un tipo de baile. And we'll take a look at them with examples. Miraremos ejemplos para asegurar que no solo sepas pronunciarlo, pero que sepas los diferentes usos. Okay, so that's number one. Vals, you say. No sé si lo balsear, ¿no? También es el verbo. All right, and the second word is muros o paredes. So the second word, I know you know. That one's more common. Muros o paredes. Muros o paredes is our second word. And the first word is vals. El baile también es hacer ese baile. Y como hemos dicho, escabullirse y otros que os daré después. All right? Those are your two words in today's homophones. What are they? And do they sound exactly the same or not? Also, let me give you today's Say What soundbite for the third time. As I said, the toughest part here, I think, is when he says Turner and Hooch, and it's a reference to another movie. So here we go. Here's your Say What soundbite for the third time.
Oh! If it isn't Turner and Hooch in the flesh. Holy shit, you are looking fit. Oh. Hey, you should get some tips from this guy. He's looking good. Look at those pectoral muscles.
Me pregunta el del chiringuito si quiero hacer kitesurf o wakeboard, o si prefiero tomarme un bitter cass antes. Me acaba de decir 5 palabras en inglés. Kite, que significa cometa, surf, que es obviamente hacer surf, pero también significa oleaje. Wake, que es estela, en este caso la estela del barco. Board es tabla y bitter es amargo. Y justo antes, cuando le pregunté si hablaba inglés, me dijo,
pero patatero.
Sabemos mucho más inglés de lo que creemos. Solo nos falta asimilarlo y situarlo. Aprende a aprender inglés en cualquier lugar con This Book is the Milk y su secuela, This Book is the Milk 2. Te enseñaremos cómo enfocar el inglés, aprovechando todo el inglés que tenemos alrededor y de una manera divertida y adictiva. The Remilk ahora se llama This Book is the Milk 2 y viene con audio y nueva portada. Descúbrelos ya en vaughantienda.com.
That's right, folks. You can pick up a plethora of amazing materials, such as our translation booklet that we were taking a look at in today's pop quiz, which, by the way, we've got Born to Iron Man as well. He's participating in our pop quiz. Let's see what he came up with. He says that little kitten is afraid of his own shadow. Muy bien. So if you notice, we say it the same. Lo único, ten cuidado, shadow versus shade. Right? The next one, Zsa Zsa Gabor is frequently cited as having the most celebrity breakups, with 8 divorces and 1 annulment over her lifetime. I hope that was worth it. All right. Yeah, it seems like a lot of legal stuff, right? A lot of lawyers, muchos abogados en su vida. That's right. So we can use it as Chris did, to break up with someone, but it can also be used as a noun, a breakup, una ruptura. Don't forget, we can also say to split up, right? They split up last year. They broke up last year, okay? Es igual, split es dividirse también. So to split up or to break up. Now, there's also to dump. And what does that mean? To dump viene de uno. O sea, uno claramente ha dicho, yo no quiero estar contigo más. So you can say, she broke up with me. Ahí pones la culpa, ella te dejó a ti. We broke up, eso es neutro. Okay, no dices quién, right? She split up with me. Pero al momento que dices dump, no, es tirar, verter. She dumped me, me dejó. So just so you know, a couple different words that are all associated with dating and breakups and all of that jazz. Excellent examples. Chris and Born to Iron Man. Wonderful job. All right, let's see. Chris also says the movie in Spain is Socios y Sabuesos. It's funny. It's funny. I like it. I'll accept it. Socios y Sabuesos. You know the word sabueso in English, right? You ain't nothing but a hound dog, crying all the time. You ain't never caught a rabbit and you ain't no friend of mine. That's right, a hound dog. Y el K9 este, what is that all about? Cada vez que vemos en Estados Unidos que van con perros, pone K9, ¿no? Pues di K9 en inglés. K9. Canino? K9? Yes, por eso es. K9. It's the K9 unit. En vez de poner la palabra K9, C-A-N-I-N-N, ponen K9 y suena exactamente igual. Es como si pones en vez de before, B4. B4, right? I talked to him before. So great. I didn't know that, Chris. Socios y sabuesos. No es tan mal como me esperaba. Detective canino a la fuga or something like this, I expected. Let's see. Blacklight Gospel Choir says, always, you're the best English teacher ever. Awesome. Thank you. I appreciate that. Chris agrees. She says, I see eye to eye with Blacklight Gospel. Thank you. Thank you so much, ladies, for that. I always tell people that's not up for me to decide, right? People say, oh, are you the best teacher? I'm like, I ask my students. Don't ask me. I can't make that decision, right? So thank you. Thank you very much. It's so kind of you. Muy amable, as we looked at the other day. Thank you, ladies. All right, let's take a look at our homophones here, or not. Let's see. The first person to try is Born to Iron Man. And he gives us the 2 words correctly. And he says they don't sound alike. All right. Chris Valrol also gives us the 2 words correctly. And she says, I'd say they're not homophones. Okay. All right. So 2 super students here are telling me that, nope, not today, buddy. All right, well, real simple here. Let's say the words, and then you'll know instantly, okay? So the first word is waltz. Say it with me. Waltz. It's a difficult one because waltz, right? He said that he loves to waltz, bailar el vals, right? His favorite kind of dancing is waltz, okay? W-A-L-T-Z. TZ. Okay. Now, as I said, it also has another meaning, and I'll give it to you. The midfielder, el centrocampista, waltzed past two defenders before scoring a goal. Moverse campamente, de manera desenfadada, casually, like que pareció fácil, right? To waltz. So if you think about it, it does make sense, ¿no? Lo hizo de manera desenfadada, moverse, escabullirse, campantemente. I've never heard that one, okay? Also, to waltz through something. Es un paseo para mí. Esto es fácil, right? He waltzed through the exam because he studied so much. So, as you know, like many words in English, it's got more than one meaning. The first word again is waltz. Are you saying it with me? Waltz. Okay. The second word, walls. Walls. Waltz, walls. Now, there are a couple differences here. Es la gracia del inglés. El que lleva Z suena como S. No suena como una S. So, waltz. No es z. It's, porque hay que distinguir entre el s y el z. Easy. It's not easy. It's easy. Okay, lo extiendo para que lo oigas. So, waltz. Z, pero se pronuncia como una S. Y la T se cuela ahí. Waltz. The second one, walls. Esta tiene una S, pero suena como una Z. What? Yeah, that's English. So, excellent job. Wow. Great job. Born to Iron Man. And also Chris Valrol knocking it out of the park. All right, it's time to move on, though, because as you know, we've always got tons of things to do here. So let's go into today's news report. If I can find it. Oh, there it is.
This is the news report on the show with no name, bringing you the latest breaking news. I'm Alberto Alonso, reporting live.
All right, amigos. All right. Welcome to your news report. I'm hearing some video game sounds there in the background. All right. Well, today's story is called Gamer Granny. What does that mean? Gamer, ya sabéis, alguien que juega videojuegos. And granny is another way of saying abuela. Gamer Granny, this story is called. Well, that's what I called it. And who says that video games are just for young people, right? I mean, personally, I don't play video games, but normally you see young people playing video games. Well, this story shows you that you're never too old to enjoy video games. And this story takes us over to Ohio, okay? And basically, a 91-year-old woman, 91. Y fijaos, no he puesto una S porque es el adjetivo. So I would say she's 91 years old, o, si es adjetivo, a 91-year-old, no years old. A 91-year-old woman was recently surprised by a visit from local police during one of her extended gaming sessions. So she got so absorbed in it, right? She got so lost in gaming that she missed her check-in calls, and, well, welfare agents responded. Now, vamos por partes. Check-in calls? What does that mean? ¿Llamadas para fichar? Welfare? Bienestar? Well, yes. The city has a program aimed at elderly people, ancianos, gente mayor. And it's called Are You Okay? Okay? And basically, members of this program, usually people who are elderly, receive daily calls to confirm their well-being. So maybe they don't have family members, but somebody calls them and checks up on them. Hey, How you doing? Good. Yeah, okay. Everything all right? You need anything? Just to make sure they're okay. Because we've all heard these stories of an elderly person dying and someone not even realizing it until months later because they don't have any family or their family has abandoned them. So I think it's a great idea. It's a godsend, como decimos. Una bendición. And it's not just for elderly people. The program is aimed at elderly people or disabled people who are living alone. And it just makes sure they get a daily call to check up on them. No, ver cómo están. And if the call is not answered, well, then the police department, the local police department, is notified, and they send over an officer just to see that everything's okay. Because if they don't answer, well, maybe that means that they have deceased. No? Difuntos. So this woman, she missed her regular check-in call. And they had a couple more follow-up calls, de seguimiento, from her police and her daughter, from her local police and her daughter. So after a few calls went unanswered, well, just like the program is designed to do, well, they sent over an officer to check up on her and see if she was in fact alive and if she was okay. So the officers went over to her home to check on her, or to check in on her, los dos te valen. And rather than finding an old woman in distress, en peligro, they found the woman playing video games. They entered through the garage and they found the woman in her room. And the officer called the station, la comisaría, and said, yeah, we're here with her now. Aquí estamos con ella ahora mismo. She's playing video games in her bedroom. So she didn't answer the phone because she was too distracted playing video games. That's pretty awesome. And when they said, well, why didn't you answer the phone? And she said, and I quote, y cito, I was trying to beat my record. Intentando batir mi récord. And she said, well, she's sorry that she missed those check-in calls. She's very thankful for them, but, she was too busy killing the bad guys in the video games. And, the police captain said, and I quote, everyone got a good laugh out of it. O sea, todos nos reímos un poco de la situación. But the good thing is, this program has saved lives in the past. So, but imagine that. You're like, oh no, what are we going to find? And you find a woman, who hasn't slept in 2 days, like, one more level. Tengo que pasar esta pantalla. She's 91. Oh my God. And you know what? They're saying, the different companies, that they're seeing a lot more elderly people getting into gaming as well. Well, I guess it's a way to keep your mind sharp, right? Hand-eye coordination. In fact, I read recently that now they're looking for a lot of ATC, air traffic controllers, in the United States. And they're looking for gamers. Fíjate. People with gaming experience, because they know what it's like to pay attention, to a screen for a long time. Hey, interesting. So, gamer granny. Oh, man. I could just imagine the police officers' faces when they walked in there and she said, guys, just give me 1 more minute. I'm almost there. I had no idea that gaming was so popular among the elderly people, but I get it. Just the same way we have a lot of elderly people who listen to Vaughn Radio and they say, I don't need English, but it keeps my mind active. All right, well, folks, we've got a lot of stuff to do. And speaking of keeping your mind active, it's time for today's Spelling Bee.
Spelling Bee. Spelling Bee. Spelling Bee. Spelling Bee. Spelling Bee.
All right, folks, this is our spelling bee. This is one of the most challenging sections, especially round one. Are you ready? Write down these words I'm about to spell. The first one is Paul space MCCARTNEY. The second one is THE space BEATLES. The third one is SPLIT space UP. The fourth one is PERSONAL space DIFFERENCES. And the fifth one is PROFESSIONAL space DISPUTES. And the sixth one is GO space SEPARATE space WAYS. Whoa, I'm out of breath. Me he quedado sin aliento. Yeah, so if you're asking me to go faster, I can't help you. That's as fast as I can go. And I've got pretty good breath support. No sé, respirar donde hay que respirar para seguir la frase, pero woo, that's my top speed there, my record, speaking of breaking records. All right, I'm going to get into round two just because we don't have too much time. So we'll see if anybody can get it. Ladies and gentlemen, I think we've got a winner here. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Chris Valrol at the buzzer. El último segundo ahí. Excellent, Chris. Wow. All right, round two. The first one is PAUL space MCCARTNEY. The second one is THE space BEATLES. The third one is SPLIT space UP. The fourth one, PERSONAL space DIFFERENCES. The fifth one is PROFESSIONAL space DISPUTES. And the last one is GO space SEPARATE space WAYS. Folks, we are heading to a quick commercial break. Our final commercial break. We've got tons of stuff to cover in the fourth and final part of the show. We've got Double Trouble. We've got Name That Movie, Name That Lyric, famous birthdays, and so much more. So stick around. Yes, welcome back, folks. Welcome back to the fourth and final part of today's show with No Name on Vaughn Radio. Don't forget to download the free app, and you can listen to all your favorite programs whenever it's convenient for you. Also, our website, grupovaughn.com, where you've got all the information you're going to need about upcoming events, special deals. Don't forget, we've got a trivia night coming up it's right around the corner, May 5th. May 5th, 2026, we'll be getting together at the Toast Tap Room in Malasaña. We'll be getting together for another evening of trivia hosted by Rob Grams and Andy Vaughn, the hosts of The Lunchtime Show. You can also find all of our shows on your favorite podcast platform: Spotify, iVoox, Apple Podcasts, and all the rest of them. So this way you can catch all our shows here on Vaughn Radio. You never have to miss your favorite programs, whether it's No Excuses with Fitz, The Salad with Dave Boyce, Let's Get Random with Jules Linares, Speaking with Confidence with Ale, The Hour to Empower with Jessica Fernandez, The Pro Bow Show with Rob Grams. Don't forget about Speak English with Ruby. And all of these are available on the Vaughn Radio app or on your favorite podcast platform. It's up to you. All right, my amigos, let's rock and roll with today's Double Trouble.
Yeah. Double trouble, baby. Yeah, you know what time it is. Give it up. Double trouble. I said double trouble. Double trouble. I said double trouble.
That's right, amigos. It is definitely double trouble. And guess what? If this one's tough, don't shoot the messenger. That's right. This one's coming from your classmate who I got to meet up with in Vigo with her husband as well. I even chatted with her daughter on FaceTime. So I got to meet the whole family. Well, not her son, but hey, there's time. This is Elena who has sent me this double trouble. It's a great one, Elena. So thank you so much for sending it to us. And we'll see how well your fellow classmates do in this double trouble. Here we go. Now, remember, you have to use the same word twice. Okay. No estoy hecho para la política. Estos periodistas no dejan de interrumpirme. This is totally native here. So, no estoy hecho para la política. Estos periodistas no dejan de interrumpirme. All right? You've got to use the same word twice. Estar hecho para algo y interrumpir. Ahí está la clave. All right? No estoy hecho para la política. Estos periodistas no dejan de interrumpirme. Good luck in today's double trouble coming from your amiga, our amiga, Elena. All right. Also, let me give you the Say What soundbite. Here it is for the fourth time. And yes, I know it's not as easy as yesterday's, but hey, we'll take a look at the answer and figure it all out before the end of the show. Here it is for the fourth time.
If it didn't turn her and hooch in the flesh. Holy shit, you are looking fit. Oh. Hey, you should get some tips from this guy. He's looking good. Look at those pectoral muscles.
¿Te gustaría abrir puertas a nuevas oportunidades y estar listo para cualquier desafío? Con el máster de inglés del Grupo Vaughan podrás transformar tu futuro. Este programa intensivo te ayudará a dominar el inglés profesional, perfeccionar tu comunicación y ganar la confianza que necesitas para conseguir tus objetivos. Nuestros profesores Vaughan especializados te prepararán para afrontar en inglés todas las situaciones de comunicación en un entorno profesional.
No dejes que el inglés sea una barrera. Invierte en tu futuro con el máster de inglés profesional del Grupo Vaughan. Llámanos al 91-133-5833 o entra en grupovaughan.com. That's right, folks. Whether you're interested in the master's program, maybe you're looking for group classes, maybe you're looking for something for the kids, we've got something for every level, every budget, and it doesn't matter where you are in the world. We've even got online courses. So check it out. You can go to our website, which is grupovon.com. Also, if you're a social media user, you can find us everywhere. Just go to LinkedIn and search for Grupo Von, or go to X or Instagram or YouTube and search for Grupo Von. All right, let's go on over here to our chat room. Born to Iron Man looks like he's got the answer here. Let's take a look. All right. He says, I'm not cut out for politics. These journalists keep cutting me off. Ladies and gentlemen, that is correct. Great job, buddy. And thanks to Elena for bringing that one to us. So if you say, I'm not cut out for something, no estoy recortado, o sea, piénsalo, no quepo, no. Si me recortan, no quepo en esa. It's the way I see it, right? I'm not cut out for politics. I'm not cut out for something. No estoy hecho para eso. To cut out es recortar también, si lo decimos en otra estructura. Pero esta estructura es, no estoy hecho para, no es lo mío, no estoy hecho para eso. I'm not cut out for politics. These journalists keep cutting me off. Excellent job. Also, to cut somebody off is not just when they're speaking. Pero en el coche, hey, you just cut me off. O sea, entrar delante en tu carril demasiado rápido, ¿no? O sea, to cut, interrumpir, ¿no? El coche que está fluyendo y alguien tienes que pegar un frenazo, somebody just cut you off. So it's a useful word because, well, sadly, people cut you off when you're speaking and people cut you off when you are driving. Excellent job, Born to Iron Man, and special thanks to Elena for sending us that awesome Double Trouble. If you've got ideas for Double Trouble, things that you've learned recently, and you want to share them with your fellow students, my email address is open to you. It's Alonso, o sea, dos A's, Alonso at grupovon.com. All right, let's take a look also at our spelling bee. We've got two winners here, Chris and Born to Iron Man. Superstars. All right, so, well, the first word was Paul McCartney. So I guess it has something to do with Paul McCartney. Well, yes, it does. As you know, these spelling bee words usually tell a story, right? They're words that are linked together to tell a story, usually about something that happened on this day in history. And that's exactly the case. So today, in the year 1970, okay, that was 7 years before I was born. Yeah. 1970, Paul McCartney announced that he was leaving the Beatles. That's right. I'm done with you guys. And he said it was for personal and professional reasons. All right. So the words we looked at here, number one was Paul McCartney, right? Number two, the Beatles. Number three, to split up. We looked at that word before, to break up or to split up. Number four, personal differences. A lot of times that happens also in a divorce. Personal differences. Number five, professional disputes. So they didn't reach agreements professionally or personally, right? And the last one is another way to say cada uno por su camino, to go their separate ways, right? The Beatles went their separate ways. And there's an amazing song, si queréis oír una canción con este vocabulario, the group Journey. Oh, it's a beautiful song. Go our separate ways. Someday love will find you. Break those chains that bind you. Oh, it's a beautiful song. Check it out. It's called Separate Ways, Worlds Apart. O sea, estamos alejados por mundos. O sea, no tenemos mucho en común. Worlds Apart, Separate Ways. It's a song that came out in 1983. It's 43 years old, this song, but it's still better than most songs today. And it's Separate Ways. No separate. To separate is el verbo. El adjetivo is separate, right? He separated the recycling. Okay, now everything is separate. Adjetivo separate, verbo separate. Entonces, como en esta canción es separate ways, es adjetivo. Cada uno por su camino. Y la expresión entera es, they went their separate ways. Lo dejaron. Cada uno se fue por su lado. All right. Great job, our spelling bee champions. Also, Chris. Chris, it looks like you also got today's Say What soundbite. Wow, that was a tough one today. Great. Looks right. Wow, you guys are doing such a wonderful job that I think I'm going to take you all with me on a date to the movies. Name that movie. All right. Here's Name That Movie. As always, we can learn sometimes from the synopsis, sometimes we can learn from the title, and also from the dialogue. So, wow. Why not? Why not? All right, here's a synopsis of today's movie. A corrupt, drug-addicted policeman with bipolar disorder attempts to manipulate his way through a promotion in order to win back his wife and daughter while also fighting his own inner demons. Wow, sounds exciting. I've got to say, I've never seen the movie. It came out in 2013. And, the most exciting and attention-grabbing film of the year. No sé quién dijo eso. They don't put who said each quote. Magnificent, hilarious, and utterly compelling. A brilliantly twisted and wonderfully warped ride. Okay, good. The critics really raved about it. No, le dieron mucha crítica positiva. So a corrupt, no corrupt, corrupt, a corrupt, drug-addicted policeman with bipolar disorder attempts to manipulate his way through a promotion. Manipular para que le den una promoción, ¿no? De subirle el rango o el salario. In order to win back, ganarse de nuevo, his wife and daughter, while also fighting, luchando contra, his own inner demons, ¿no? Los demonios interiores, the things that affect him. All right, we've got a winner, folks. It's Chris Valrol, and the movie is called Filth. Filth. Now, I'm sure you've heard the word filthy. Filthy means really dirty. Well, filth is the noun. What is this? Filth, right? Suciedad, porquería. And I'm sure you've heard it too. Cuando alguien es muy rico, we say, he's filthy rich. She's filthy rich. Well, filth is the noun. Okay, so it's la suciedad, dirtiness, filth, right? Porquería. A lot of times they use it to describe pornography. That is filth. It's garbage, right? Filth is the word. And the movie came out in 2013. It's a movie that stars James McAvoy, Jamie Bell, and Eddie Marsan. Again, I haven't seen it, but I've got to say the synopsis makes it look interesting, and it seems like critics really loved it. And it's also from the creator of Trainspotting. So that's kind of cool there. Well, the movie is called Filth. Let's take a look at the scene that I've chosen from this movie. Carol says, people ask me, la gente me pregunta, Carol, how do you and Bruce keep the spice in your marriage? Now, spice here is chispa, right? The spark, the spice. Son dos formas de decir esto. Carol, how do you and Bruce keep the spice in your marriage? And well, I tell them that it's really simple. Muy sencillo. I'm just the ultimate, no ultimate, ultimate, dilo conmigo, the ultimate tease. And a tease is, you want this? Nope. Oh, you want this? Que le vacilo, right? To tease, burlar, molestar, pero también es tentar. Piensa, strip tease, ¿qué es lo que están haciendo? Tentarte. So, creo es una mezcla de los dos, ¿no? Le coqueteo, le provoco, ¿no? Que también es un poco burlarse de él. But I think she means it in a sexual way here. I'm just the ultimate tease, right? Siempre le estoy coqueteando. And the stage direction proves my point, lo que decía. She's walking down the hallway, el pasillo, in lingerie. O sea, va con encaje, ¿no? Con lencería por el pasillo. And then Carol says, me and Bruce, we're not that different. We're not that different. We know what we want. Sabemos lo que queremos. And we know how to get it. Sabemos cómo obtenerlo. Like this promotion he's going for. We both know he'll win. And when he does, the Robertson household es una forma de decir la casa, right? La casa Robertson. The Robertson household is going to be one big happy family again. I kid you not. I kid you not es una frase que significa no te miento. I kid you not. So there it is, folks. The movie is called Filth. All right, now it's time for your joking.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, what did the guy say when he walked into the bar? Ouch. Ouch. You get it? Ouch. He walked into the bar. You're joking.
All right, time for some dance jokes. Well, since we were looking at the waltz before, I figured we could take a look at some dance jokes. So here's one. How do you make a tissue dance? Tissue is Kleenex. How do you make a tissue dance? Put a little boogie in it. No? Boogie es baile. Hey, let's boogie. Pero boogie es también booger, un moco. Moco duro. Snot es el que no es duro, right? So you get it? How do you make a tissue dance? Put a little boogie in it. Pon un poco de baile en ello. Pon un poco de moco en ello. También, to boogie es pirarse, es muy nativo. Guys, I'm going to boogie. Voy a bailar, voy a marcharme. So boogie, you know it in many songs. I'm your boogie man. But also a boogie is short for booger. Okay, the next one. What dance did the chips do? ¿Qué baile hicieron las patatas fritas o los nachos? No, chips puede ser cualquier cosa con esa forma. So what dance did the chips do? Salsa. Chips and salsa? Oh, okay. All right. Okay. All right. All right, folks. Those are your jokes, but we've got a party to get to in famous birthday trivia. All right, let's start with our first birthday boy, born today in 1979, a Scottish actor and director. He was in the movie Near Room, where he made his debut, but he was also in The Chronicles of Narnia, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe in 2005. He was also in Wanted in 2008. Also, The Last King of Scotland. He also played Charles Xavier in X-Men First Class and the subsequent installments. He was in the movie Filth. Hey, we just looked at the movie Filth. He was in Split. Toma, la palabra split lo hemos visto mucho hoy. This is the one about split personalities, right? Otra vez hemos visto split, dividir, right? He was in Glass, and he's also a very successful theater actor as well. Next up, this guy was born in 1947. They call him the godfather of punk. Speaking of Train Spotting, we mentioned before, well, his song Lust for Life is in the soundtrack. But he's got many other songs, and he's famous for his stage antics, sus payasadas, sus cosas en el escenario. You might know the song The Passenger, I Wanna Be Your Dog, Real Wild Child, and, as I just said, Lust for Life. And he's mixed so many genres and inspired so many other artists who came after him. You could say he paved the way. Allanó el camino. And last but not least, this American actor and comedian was born today in 1970. The guy's really funny. I think every time I see this guy in a movie, he's like Will Ferrell. Like when you see him, you start laughing already before he even opens his mouth. He was in Step Brothers, The Hangover, The Internship, My Big Fat Greek Wedding 2, and many, many other movies. But the guy, I've got to say, he is really funny, and he always knows how to make me laugh at least. And he's just one of those guys. Again, once he starts talking, definitely. But there's just something funny about him and the characters that he plays, where he gets your attention the moment he's on screen. All right, let me give them to you because we don't have much time. Number 1 is James McAvoy. Number 2, Iggy Pop. And number 3, Rob Riggle, actor Rob Riggle. Which will bring us to today's Say What soundbite. This is a scene from 22 Jump Street. The movie's based on 21 Jump Street, the show, 22 Jump Street. And it's Rob Riggle, our birthday boy, playing a convict. And, he's kind of teasing the police. Teasing, ahora no en el sentido de coquetear, sino vacilándoles. And they walk in, you can hear the prison door close. And he goes, ha ha, if it didn't, in vez de isn't, he says, if it didn't Turner and Hooch in the flesh. Mira, it's Turner and Hooch in carne viva. He goes, holy shit, you are looking fit. En forma. Hey, you should get some tips from this guy, he says to another inmate. He's looking good. Look at those pectoral muscles. So here he is, birthday boy Rob Riggle in 22 Jump Street.
Oh! If it didn't Turner and Hooch in the flesh. Holy shit, you are looking fit. Oh. Hey, you should get some tips from this guy. He's looking good. Look at those pectoral muscles.
All right, folks. Excellent job. What can I say except keep up the good work? Stay tuned because you can continue to learn and laugh with all my amigos here on Vaughn Radio. And we're going to say goodbye with a song, an Iggy Pop song, since it's his birthday, called Candy. And yes, candy is caramelo, but also candy is short for Candace. So you'll hear sometimes there are girls called Candy because their full name is Candace. Thank you so much, everybody, and we'll be back tomorrow with more. Don't forget to participate in our question of the week. Ciao for now.
Big city.